The 23-year-old French striker, currently playing for Frankfurt, is becoming increasingly linked with a future at Anfield. And this is no ordinary rumor. Sources close to both the German club and the player himself claim that Ekitike is willing to wait as long as it takes to wear the most iconic red shirt in England. That's right, he fully understands that Liverpool may need to free up space in the squad before moving forward with negotiations, but even so, he has chosen to wait patiently for this golden opportunity. But why such patience? Simple, Liverpool isn't just another interested club. It's Ekitike's dream club. And in this moment of emotional and tactical rebuilding, he seems to view it as a chance to become more than just a replacement, a real part of something greater. The year 2025 has kicked off with intensity at Anfield. Following a historic campaign that brought home the long-awaited Premier League title last season, the Reds haven't slowed down. On the contrary, they've continued working hard to maintain their elite level, now under the leadership of new manager Arne Slot, who has taken on the mission of keeping the fire lit by Jurgen Klopp burning brightly and elevating the club even further. And he's certainly not taking the job lightly. Slot, alongside sporting director Richard Hughes, has already brought in high-profile names to strengthen the squad. Florian Wirtz, Milos Kerkez, Jeremy Frimpong, Armin Peksi, and goalkeeper Freddie Woodman have all been announced. Goalkeeper Georgi Mamardashvili is practically a done deal as well. But the puzzle isn't quite complete yet. One crucial piece is still missing, a new name to lead the attack. And that's where Ekitike comes in. The recent and tragic death of Diogo Jota, who was involved in a fatal accident alongside his brother Andre Silva in Spain, has plunged Liverpool into deep mourning. The club, the fans, and his teammates are still coming to terms with the loss of such a beloved, talented, and charismatic player. Manager Arne Slot himself made a point of sending an emotional message to the player's family, expressing the shared grief that has swept across Anfield. As a result, any aggressive market moves were understandably put on hold. But that doesn't mean the reinforcement plans have been forgotten. Quite the opposite, all signs suggest that, once the mourning period passes, Liverpool will return to the transfer market in full force. And Hugo Ekitike is right at the top of the priority list. According to Court Offside, Slot has already identified Ekitike as a priority target for the summer transfer window. The Frenchman isn't just being monitored, he's wanted, coveted, and, by all accounts, could become the new face of Liverpool's frontline. Other Premier League giants such as Arsenal, Manchester United, and Chelsea have also shown interest. But the young striker appears inclined to choose the Anfield path, even knowing it might require more waiting than he would prefer. Ekitike is in the midst of a personal redemption arc. After a frustrating spell at Paris Saint-Germain, he found a fresh start at Eintracht Frankfurt, and shone. With 26 goals and 14 assists in 64 appearances, he has posted solid numbers that have caught the eye of Europe's elite. Frankfurt, of course, knows the value of their gem. The German club has set a price tag between €85 million and €100 million to release the striker. Despite the high interest and a heated market, the club isn't panicking. Frankfurt's director of professional football, Permin Schwegler, remained calm in a recent interview. The situation is very clear. There's nothing more to add. We're working to ensure the players return in shape after the holidays. Anything can happen up to the 1st of September. Meanwhile, in Liverpool, Darwin Núñez's future looks increasingly uncertain. The Uruguayan, once seen as one of the club's most exciting signings in recent years, has failed to live up to expectations. Now, according to reports, the club may be willing to include him in a swap deal involving Federico Chiesa and Victor Osimhen from Napoli. Yes, the reshaping of Liverpool's attacking department is real and profound. The club understands that staying at the top requires fresh blood, hunger for the game, and players who fit the modern playing style of Arne Slot. And Ekitike seems to be just that kind of player. It's also worth noting that Slot's biggest dream target remains Alexander Isak of Newcastle. However, the price set by the Magpies, reportedly around £150 million, is considered extremely high. This has led Liverpool to explore more realistic alternatives, and with his versatility, youth, and consistent performance, Ekitike has become the favourite. If in attack the arrival of Ekitike is about to fill the void left by the tragic death of Diogo Jota and the potential departure of Darwin Núñez, in defense, all eyes are on Lukiba, a French gem who could not only strengthen the back line but also accelerate a departure that has already been signalled, that of Ibrahima Konate. Yes, that's right. Behind-the-scenes reports suggest that Konate's exit at the end of the season is virtually a done deal. The centre-back, signed in 2021 for around £36 million, is on Real Madrid's radar, and with his contract set to expire in late 2025, he is said to have made up his mind to leave as a free agent, a situation that naturally puts Liverpool in a delicate position. Either they hold on to the player and risk losing him for nothing, or sell him now and reinvest in the squad's renewal. And guess who's at the top of the list to take his place? Castello Lukiba. According to sources close to the club and caught offside, Arne Slot has already given the green light for the defender's signing. And here's the best part, Lukiba himself has shown a keen interest in joining the Reds, making it clear that he wants to embrace the challenge of the Premier League and, most of all, learn from players like Virgil van Dijk and Andy Robertson. And let's be honest, training and playing alongside Van Dijk isn't something you turn down lightly. Liverpool, for their part, are said to be preparing a bid in the region of £50 to £55 million, well below the €90 million release clause set by RB Leipzig. Sources close to the player and the German club say that, due to Lukiba's desire to leave and Leipzig's willingness to negotiate pragmatically, the deal could be swift, direct, and effective, a welcome contrast in a market often plagued by auctions and never-ending transfer sagas. Castello Lukiba is no ordinary centre-back. At just 22 years old, he's already shown the maturity of a veteran and the personality of a leader. According to former Leipzig sporting advisor Marcel Schaefer, the Frenchman is young, hungry, full of potential, eager to learn and with first-class attributes. And it's exactly this kind of profile that Slot is looking for in Liverpool's new era. With Jarell Quansah already sold to Bayer Leverkusen, the team can't afford to start the season with only 4 centre-backs available: Van Dijk, Konate, Joe Gomez, and Reece Williams, especially with Konate seemingly heading for the exit. The arrival of Lukiba would be an investment in both the present and the future, ensuring defensive stability, physical renewal, and a smooth transition in a key area for the club's ambitions, particularly with the Champions League and a new title race on the horizon. Under the leadership of Richard Hughes, Liverpool's board has been relentless. The title win in 2024 hasn't been treated as the finish line, but rather as a new beginning. Wirtz, Kerkez, Frimpong, Pexi, Woodman have already arrived, and Mamardashvili is set to land soon. And while Liverpool continue working to secure Ekitike's arrival, both to replace Darwin Núñez and honour Diogo Jota's memory through football, the Lukiba negotiations show that the board and Arne Slot are one step ahead on every front. If Ekitike represents the attacking power of a new generation, Lukiba is the promise of a solid, agile, and intelligent defence. The union of these two French prospects could turn Liverpool into not only the most exciting young side in Europe, but also the most feared. It's hard not to get excited. In under a month of the transfer window, Liverpool have proven themselves not only quick off the mark but also emotionally strategic. The way they've handled Jota's passing, with respect, no rush, and true humanity, coupled with the boldness of their signings, has filled fans with hope. With Slot in charge, Liverpool aren't just after big names. They're after players with the right mindset, hunger, and identity. And that, friends, is what separates champion teams from legendary ones.